Wait, there we go. Sorry, wrong one. Stream's not over. Stream's just starting. Hello, everybody. Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time it is for you where you are. Happy Saturday. Welcome to the weekend. I hope you are warm. Unless it's summer there, in which case I hope you're staying cool. Hi, Hazel. Hello. Short stream. Oh, man. This is all you gotta do. You just gotta run the countdown, and then you run the end screen, and they're like, wow, job done. Job well done. Good day, everybody. Oh, I am so happy to sit here, have some coffee. I haven't started it yet. It's important. Cool fish shirt. Yeah, we're getting cozy. We're staying warm. I'm trying to rotate my sweaters so that we can try not to sweater repeat within a given calendar stream week. Need to do it April 1st. Start finish the stream after the intro. How's boy? Boy's busted. Boy's not working correctly. So what happened was yesterday we were doing AQ and I was gonna do it on one character of each of the classic classes except for priest because I have that one done. And I was gonna, to get the reps so that I can work on the sets. And boy got like half to a third of the rep that everybody else get for doing pretty close to the same run. So boy's busted, and that I'm gonna try. I have one more warlock. I thought I had more than one more warlock, but it turns out I just have two warlocks. This is the other one. This is Gorla. Gorla is my red Draenei. So she's gonna try it, and if she's busted, then I'm just gonna assume it's a warlock problem, and I'll stick with boy. Oh, if we rotate your sweater, can't see the fish because it would be on the back side. And then after, actually, before I do any of that. Love is in the air. We got to try for our broom. That's first stuff. But after we've taken Gorla through both of the AQs, at that point, I think I need to have a think about my rules for my challenge. I was coming up with something. I have two warlocks, warlock and warlord. I wish. I was about to say, do you really? Gorla looks like Derolta from Castlevania. Still no broom or love rocket for me. Got my broom today. No, still no rocket. If you rotate your sweater, can't see the fish, it would be on the back side. Until I get up to leave, and then all of a sudden it would be just like a fish jump scare. Listen, I am the arbiter of the rules, and we all know that means that I can't cheat. I can just change the rules. I may be about to introduce a new rule to Hazel's Mog Farm that Hazel is doing by Hazel's self. Because it's a complicated situation that calls for some stipulations. But before any of that, we gotta try for this broom. Crown Chemical Company, thank you very much. Unheard of. Wordles with two double letters. Oh man. Doing fishing derby fun. Trying to find royal ripples is torture. They suck. They absolutely suck. I found them in AQ, like the bottom zone, and I found them in Hallowfall, but like. If none of them are up, the only thing you could do would be to fish out other pools to try to force a spawn and then hope that you find it first. There's not really a trick to it. Darth Nutty. Better pray she doesn't alter the deal further. What's it to you? So my idea for my rules, because up to this point my rules have been you must continue farming your given instance on the all the things list, top to bottom, until you have all of the boss loot from it, with there being no need to hold on legendaries or zone drops, boss loot specifically. I am thinking of building in an exception for AQ, because for AQ, I've decided it really doesn't make sense for me to farm it on more characters than one of each class. So that's one of the reasons why I'm running them concurrently, instead of just doing 20 first and then 40. So for AQ, I think you can run them concurrently, and that if you're doing one of each class that you need the set for, then your other characters are free to begin their next farm. But I also thought, that pants situation that happened to us in Blackwing Lair very well may happen again. And I think I have a fun solution. If I run my 30 characters through an instance in a week, and I can do it in less than a whole week of streams, first of all. And then second of all, I'm still missing loot from said raid with streams left to go. Clearly, I need more alts. So in that case, I am making a clause where I would be able to begin farming the next instance, even if the last one isn't finished. But every time that you do that, for every instance in which that applies, not on a weekly basis, but an instance by instance basis, I must level another alt to set it up for farming. So, and maybe would need to do that first. I haven't settled on whether or not it would be first yet. It probably should be first. So in this case, next time that it happened that I needed to move on, AQ doesn't count, but I might do it anyway. That I would pick another farming character, like Moofy, my hunter, or maybe another druid or something, level it to at least 70. And then that's how you pay the penalty for doing 2 raids at once, because the last one's being rude. And then presumably it's kind of like a self-fulfilling thing where if you do that enough times, you will no longer be getting stuck, because maybe you won't get all the loot in 1 week, but maybe you will have enough characters to fill up a week's worth of streams. If you're me. All right. Is this the thing? Da-da-da-da. Nope, it's not the thing. I like your UI spell slot setup. Oh, thank you. So AQ is an exception. I've decided not to run all alts through AQ because it's such a rep-based farm. I am banking on the fact that I will probably have all of the boss loot. And this is kind of a big probably, but I will probably have all the boss loot by the time I get the rep for all of the class sets. Just from doing the raid for, 3 weeks or so on all of these characters. If I don't, the high likelihood is that the holdout is going to be Silithid Royalty, which at least is early in the instance. Makes a lot of sense. One small question, why 70? 60 is more than enough. It's because the rest of my alts are 70. Seems good. Seems fine. A moosey bear? A puppy? Hi, puppy. You wanna... Oh, I'm knocking stuff over. You wanna say hi? How you doing? What's up, Buttercup? What can I do for you? Genuine question. Hi, Mr. Moose. Hi. I was looking at you yesterday, and I was just telling you how much I love you, and all the different parts of Moose. His big floppy ears, and his puppy tummy, and his big flappy tail. And I was telling him that I love all 4 of his legs, because they're all good. There's nothing in there. I knocked it over, but it's empty. I know. I'm sorry. Oh, you die. That's my baby. You can sleep in here if you want, buddy. There's a whole dog bed right over there. It would be a lovely place to sleep. I don't know how to make it any cozier for you. Maybe I could spread a blanket on it. We would love to have you, buddy. We would love to have you. I would love to have you. And then Kitty won't mind. I know she won't mind. Go back a week, stuck in BWL, level an alt, and then start farming AQ. Correct. Yeah. So, exactly. If I've run all my characters through and I'm still stuck on that one last piece, and there's still streams left in a week, the clause would allow me to level an alt. I don't think I can level an alt in the rest of a week's worth of streams anyway. I don't really know where the time's gonna come from, but anyway. Alright, she is a warlock. She is currently a demo warlock. She's going to do AQ. She is Alliance. She's an Alliance character that's done very little. I'm trying to think of how I want to get there. And she has not begun the war with interest. I can get there the easy way. Ears are precious. It's just precious. Oh, kitty cat's coming in now. Also, Moosey's still behind my desk. I've been changing the zone to different ones so that I can turn in 1 quest for 1,000 rep. I suppose I'll do that again. we maybe will. Favorite Hearthstone streamer started streaming WoW, and now I'm not sure who my favorite WoW streamer is. Oh, it's a tough one. You're gonna have to scrapbook about that. It's a conundrum for sure. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, after AQ. So I wasn't really considering counting AQ as part of my if you get stuck thing, because in this case the stuckness is rep based and built into the instance and not drop based. But yeah, after AQ, Blackfathom Deeps is my next instance. And that's going to be kind of a fun one because I'm literally only missing 3 items. I must have like farmed it to completion, but just not on on a male character, I guess. Yeah, all 3 of the items that I'm missing are male. Moose, hey, don't lick that. That's weird. Leave her alone. Yeah, that's gross. He's licking up cat litter dust while the kitty's in the box trying to have some privacy. Aki Leonard, thank you for the 17-month resub. Hello, Hazel. Hope everything is going well. Hello. Can't complain. Corla's so cute. Is she? Yeah. Yeah. She's doing her thing. She's got. I feel like the butterfly wings may actually be a little bit too cute for this character. Forbidden. Yeah, forbidden snacks. It's like a corn-based litter or something like that, but like I don't care. Oh, it's gross. Don't do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. He just likes to watch her while she's using the litter box, and it's a little strange, but maybe it's a dog thing. I don't know. Dungeons after classic raids. My general rule of thumb for what order to farm things in is the all the things order. So the reason I'm starting in dungeons at all is because they are top of the list. So that's what we're doing. We did MC. Yeah, with the exception of legendaries. We did Blackwing Lair all the way through. AQ apparently this instance only has 1 more boss loot, but we're still doing it for itsy bitsy little bits of rep. Protects when she's vulnerable. Aww. Why does he like her so much? Like, I know why I like her so much. She's not been very nice to him. She's not like gone out of her way to bully him, but she's very rarely receptive to his overtures. He's just such a sweet boy. I don't know if you can uncheck legendaries and all the things. That's an interesting question. I would love to. Add-ons, all the things. General. I think because they're learnable as appearances, I think you're kind of out of luck on that one. I think that they just count as mogs because they are mogs. So I don't think I can uncheck them in that way. Okay, so we're doing each of the bosses here. I think that if I get to a point where I have all the boss loot from 20, I might just stop farming it. It does, because the rep that I'm going to be stuck on is going to be, generally speaking, Brudenaz Dormu and not this one. And I mean, we'll see how this goes. But as we were discussing spiritedly yesterday, there is a little bit of brood rep in this instance. But the bulk of it is in the other instance. Yeah, we're AQ farming. We're actually almost done with ruins. Alright, so that character got her 50 Brood of Nosdormu rep from the first boss as intended. So good news is it does not seem to be that she is busted like Boy is. I don't know why Boy is busted. I did write a bug report after I turned off stream. So I didn't submit a ticket. I'm not going to get anything back on the bug report, but I did my due diligence of telling them that it's busted. Imagine this completely current, up-to-date, and relevant content not working perfectly. Crazy. Nixia dropped Tuesday. Had to figure out what the next farm target is, and it looks like Chain of One. Okay. Oh boy. Here we go. After I did an evening yoga class yesterday, and I got home to have some dinner, and we were gonna put on a movie, and I was like, "What's the perfect movie for my mood?" And I was kind of looking at my list, and I was like, you know what I haven't seen in a million years? And apparently my fiance had never seen it, which floored me, was Mrs. Doubtfire. I think it might be my favorite Robin Williams movie. Mind you, I haven't seen all of them, so there's probably some more poignant ones. I have no idea how to say that word. There's probably some more moving ones that I'm missing, but I really like it. Did it age well? It not perfectly considering the premise of it, but pretty well considering. It did not. It could have been a lot worse, I guess. No grounds to be floored on someone not having seen a movie. This is true. I was just surprised because he just never mentioned that he hadn't seen it before. You know, I'd had it on the list for a while, just never came up. Are you judging people for not seeing movies? Hypocrisy in this stream? Never. Really liked his role in Night in the Museum. Good Will Hunting breaks me in half. Pierce Brosnan is always James Bond to me, so it's jarring to see him there. As movies I haven't seen, a common topic. You know, it's not particularly, actually. It really isn't. I guess that does explain things. Yeah, the list is probably pretty big. I just assume that everybody else has seen all the movies. So it's very strange to me when there's a movie that I've seen that somebody else hasn't. Just because I know that my list has a lot of gaps in it, and I assume everybody else is, like, by default, you know, just, like, viewed everything. I have not seen Mork and Mindy. Patch Adams. Okay. Now, you've got one piece of loot you could drop for me. If you want to give me a Helm of Regrowth, that would be wonderful. Not this time. Because aside from the boss loot, this instance has scarabs, which we're going to have lots of. And it has, like, hilts for weapons and stuff. And it has, like, cloak tokens. But I think that, like, those things I'm pretty sure I have already. I think it's just the actual tier sets themselves. Now, these guys are worth no rep in this instance, actually. Or at least that one didn't give me any. I have no faith anymore. Oh no, hang on. I'm getting 10 Cenarian Circle rep each. That's not worth it. I think we're okay. Okie dokie. We do Osirian. I guess I don't even need to finish any bosses after Amos if I don't want to. I am a little tempted to just throw the rest of my characters at Amos in particular to just make him drop this lime green helmet. Not even lime green. That is limer than lime green. That is neon. Because then next week, the rest of my characters won't have to bother with this half. Although they could, you know. They're going to get... it's like 100 Burden Dust armor rep. I guess I should just do it on the other characters. That is a helmet. Last piece that we need from Ruins. So she can get teleported out just to save some time. Kind of like the idea of this movie I've never seen popped into my head. Let's watch it approach. I mean, if it was in the cultural consciousness enough to pop into your head even though you've never seen it, it might being a pretty heavy operative word here, might be worth watching. A lot of the movies that end up enough in the zeitgeist had something of merit to make them memorable, otherwise they wouldn't have been memorable, with a couple of exceptions. Ever seen The Birdcage? Another really good Robin Williams movie. Can't say I have. Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think that's probably where a lot of that bias is coming from. Exception like The Human Centipede, a movie that I have never seen, will never see, but will never be able to not know that it exists just because of, like, the internet. That's the one. That's the one that came to mind. I kind of love the Twilight movies. They're kind of incredible. Also, I need to skip the box real quick. One sec. They also had a killer soundtrack. Had a first date taking a girl to a Twilight movie, had no idea what it was beforehand, went in totally blind, and when the vampires started to sparkle, tried my best not to laugh. Yeah, it's goofy for sure. That's like one of the best things about it is how goofy it is. The dialogue is so silly. Love rewatching them. They make a great weekend rewatch. I'm going into the other AQ. That's what I'm going to do. Ooh, my bags are in trouble. My bags are yucky. Bad. Fix that. Oh, I probably need to set up scrap properly. Add on scrap. Make sure we turn on... I've been keeping the low consumables off just because I don't want to accidentally... I don't know if the ratio... I probably don't have the ratio set aggressively enough, but I don't want to accidentally vendor a file of Glacial Fury if I have gone and bought one. Speaking of which, I'm going to go and buy one. Also, I have the wrong Brutosaur on my bar. Maybe I should keep them side by side so they can keep each other company. Which one is my favorite? They all kind of run together. I don't really... Oh, probably the third one, but I haven't seen... I haven't, like, read the books to remember which ones are which. I tend to do it in a marathon. Although maybe the second one. I don't know. The werewolves are funny. I'm going to buy some Files of Glacial Fury. Watch the second movie with a sneak preview with my friend. First and only time I've been told to be more quiet by my seat neighbor who's actually excited to see it. Oh. Here, we'll do 10 of these. It's probably more than we're going to need. It'll take me like half an hour to freeze Viscidus, but he will freeze. The marketing of Team Jacob versus Team Edward. Listen, anytime that you can divide your fan base into two teams that will engage endlessly in arguing against each other, you have hit the free media jackpot. Yeah, I read the Twilight books. I read them when I was 12. My friend lent me the copy, and I was over the moon about it. I was so into it. Because I was 12. It was great. It was perfect tween girl lit.
Stop attacking.
Oh, man. I was so excited. I thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever read. Am I really going to drain life everything down individually? I might. It might come to that. I loved reading the books in school. I find it hilarious that Taylor Lautner married another Taylor. Heather Taylor. Oh. Okie dokie. Boss loot. Kind of curious to see what kind of boss loot we can get from here. I'm also going to track my Brood Nosed Army rep. I'm nervous about it now. I'm nervous about it not coming through enough. And was Scarab supposed to give me some brood rep? I'm not. I'm a little nervous. Go back to a queue for the few things I'm missing and for Viscidus Farby. Yeah. You got it. You're in it. I'm bringing my big hardback copy like I was proud of myself. I used to, yeah, I think I was like that with my hardcover, one of my Harry Potter books, when the really thick ones, once they got to 4, they started getting big. And at that age, I thought that big book meant smart kid. So I was like, trying to show off what a big book I was reading, even though it was for children. Not a great way to measure your self-worth. It was a great beach read, though, at the time. How are you dealing with the 20 hits while frozen aspect? On a warlock, not too bad. I'm Demo, I summon Dreadstalkers, I equip an heirloom dagger if I didn't have one on already. I'm actually wearing a dagger right now, so I can just use that. And then auto attack with Lust and Drums. I don't even know if all of that is necessary. You could probably get your hits in without the cooldowns, but it just kind of makes me feel better. Speaking of which, I need drums. We're gonna go ahead and buy some feral hide drums because these characters are 70, so they can use these. Oh, that's not right. There were even cheaper drums. I know there were. Unless somebody reset them on me. Oh man, supply and demand. Fine. I'm only buying 3 though. Take my 90 gold, you clever person. 5th book of HP feels so long. Dance through your room like big books. Yeah, I think I upset a couple of librarians because I wanted to show off what adult books I was reading, like by reading grown-up literature. And, I mean, that's all fine and good, except for the fact that sometimes grown-up literature has explicit scenes in it. And when reading these books, because I just, like, pilfer them from the shelves of my parents and stuff, I didn't really know what the explicit scenes were all about. Like, I didn't really understand what was going on, so I was just like, oh, well, they're in love, and it's weird and kind of wet. That's strange. I don't get it, and I don't need to. But, I remember telling the school librarian about one of the books that I was reading because I was trying to show off, and she was like, "Oh, wow," because it was a popular series, and I think she had read it. Um, yeah. It was the Earth Children series by Jean M. All. Not it's things you can say and things you can not say about this series. They're fine. I give them a reread every like 5 years or so. Yeah, not 50 Shades. It is an actual fiction saga. It just especially once you get into there's some really adult content in there. My bigger gripe with those books now is that the protagonist is the absolute definition of, what is it, a Mary Sue in fiction, where she just, everything she does is perfect and everybody's so impressed and everybody clapped and like, she invented this thing and she had the idea for this thing and oh my goodness, I'm so glad you were here because we, like, the only flaw that she has is that she can't sing and nobody cares. It's like a lot of terrible things happen to her, but she doesn't actually have any character flaws at all. Yeah, it's Earth Children. That's the series. Her only flaw is that she cares too much. Yeah. I mean, she was, I guess, socially she was associated with growing up with Neanderthals, which made her kind of an outcast among some I don't know, prehistoric racists, but that wasn't like a personal flaw because we're not meant to see her as being less than for it. Here's a lot of biography. Listen, I got lots of flaws. But yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Let's open some scared coffees. Did I get anything from Vim? I definitely got the Vim loot table. I didn't get any loot from him though. That Silithid royalty is gonna kind of get me. There may be some value to me farming the first boss on more characters just for these items. These ones I think are gonna be stubborn. Even if it's characters that aren't gonna do everything else. I do need rep, but like, ugh. Maybe not from the Guardians. Coffee. It also bugs me when you're reading a book series and the protagonist doesn't, like, change. I don't need them to change for the better. I think that's kind of a flawed way to view character growth, is that characters have to become better people. Some characters might become better people, but that's not always what happens to people as they go through stuff. Sometimes they become worse people or just different. But when you take one character and you put them through, like, 45 adventures and they're exactly the same person, drives me bonkers. Watching your videos feels like my whole life. Thank you for all the advice. Good vibes. Love you lots. Thank you, Scooby. Animorphs never had a problem with the main characters not changing. I loved Animorphs books. I had a bunch of them. Have you read The Secret History? I have not. Yeah, sure. We'll just kill some trash here. Let them all loop up and then we can implosion. I don't even think I have my Felguard out. No, I do not. I'm gonna need to sort that out eventually. I don't know what her Felguard's name is. I don't know if I've ever summoned him before. I must have done. He's a Vinishekor. Vinishekor. That's a long one. Quality of Animorphs writing went down a bit in later series. I just remember the one where they turned into like a hive creature. It was, I think, an ant. And then they were like, oh no, I have no self. Oops. And it was like a big problem. They had the overwhelming urge to submit to the hive mind. Yeah, that was the one. I think it was just such Animorphs was such a primal fantasy to submit to children. Of imagine instead of being a kid, you could turn into like a dangerous, cool animal. You know, like top shape-shifting is like a top tier fantasy, at least for me as a kid. I wanted to turn into like a big cat. And then I was like, well, I could just leave school, go into the woods, and be a big cat, and no one's going to bother me because I'm a real big cat. I don't remember the aliens. It's been a long time. Alright, Viscidus, let me see. Let me think about this. I need to put on my file of Glacial Fury, which I definitely bought. There they are. Put one of those on. I need to get my drums. Get those ready. And then we're gonna buckle into just kind of fight this for a while. I wonder if I ought to just, instead of, because we're gonna have to freeze him, which is gonna take a minute. Maybe I should just stab him instead of attacking. I think I can probably stab him faster than I can hit him with abilities. I was using dots in a previous life. We're waiting for these frost hits per second to amp up a little bit. If we can get to a 0.1, then we know that we're doing some amount of procs. I was using Drain Life for a while, but then I remember I ran out of mana on my other Warlock. You would think that Druid would be my favorite to play, right?
Watch your feet.
Series turned into Major Grimdark, though. Tell me someone else read Age of Fire, Dragon Champion, Dragon Avenger.
Watch your feet.
Obsessed with the book being from the point of view of dragons.
Watch your feet.
I must have missed those. They sound cool. I liked dragon-ish books as a kid. I used to go to the library and I would go to the fantasy section and I would just pick the thing with the most 90s fantasy-esque cover and title. I'm pretty sure I read Avalon purely for it having like a, I don't know, like a woman or a unicorn or a dragon or something on the cover of that description. I couldn't tell you anything about it now. But, would your 12-year-old self recommend the series? Oh, current self. It depends on the level of literature that you're looking for. It has some really fascinating... It takes place in a really fascinating time, being set prehistorically. And that's, I think, where the real strength of that series is that for all of the kind of... for all of the other things about it, it seems that the author did research. And there's a lot of interesting stuff about prehistoric tools and about prehistoric like hide tanning and like survival techniques and stuff. So I liked it for that. It would talk about like prehistoric like mammoth hunting and stuff. I also it was part of like a category of literature that I had as a kid that was, I guess, like female independence but like cranked to 1,000. Because there are plenty of situations in that series where the female protagonist is basically like completely alone and surviving independently, and all of the different tactics and techniques that she uses to do that. It kind of reminded me in a different way of Jane Eyre, which is another like female independence story, except that one more within society and less like in the prehistoric wilderness.
Watch your feet. Watch your feet.
You still need cold damage? You do, but I've just been popping a file of Glacial Fury and then using any attacks and then just being patient and waiting for the waiting for the procs to stack up. It probably doesn't help that I haven't spent a lot of my talent points. I'm pretty sure my talent points are half spent right now. I would maybe have more things to hit with. But you're not going to die or anything.
Watch your feet. Watch your feet.
I'm saving my my dog's proc. Well, I guess we're only one of 3 frozen. We can probably use some dogs to have them. I don't even know if they'll help me. Oh no, we're frozen. All right, go. Lust. Stab. Stab, stab, stab. So I should have a pair of demon dogs helping. There we go. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Delightful. Worth it for the 500 rep alone. If I could wish for one thing with this farm, it would be turning off DBM. I can probably get rid of DBM. I do kind of, or like the DBM sounds anyway. DBM Classic, maybe. Can I do that for everybody? Raids vanilla? Poor boy. I'm gonna need to find something new to read soon, unless I want to do a reread. Because I'm almost out of Discworld books. I think I only have 1 or 2 left. If George would just spit out another A Song of Ice and Fire novel, then I would be, or even if he like gave me confidence that he was about to, I would begin my reread. But I promised myself I'm not rereading those books again until we either get another book or we get for sure confirmation that it's never happening. One of those 2 things has to happen. Don't tell me you're done with Discworld. I mean, I've been reading them for like 2 years. It's been a while. Second Stormlight Archive. I'm not a big Sanderson person. I read the ones with the girl and the metal magic, and I just didn't, it wasn't really my thing. I appreciate how he finished the Robert Jordan, the Wheel of Time novels. It was fine. He's a great author. He's just not really my cup of tea. If it happens, will not be by George. Giving up on Patrick Rothfuss ever finishing Name of the Wind. I have not read Valdemar. I've never heard of that one. Great to dive into book series. Always sad when you're done. Maybe there's more Terry Pratchett that I can read. Imagine Sanderson finishing A Song of Ice and Fire. Oh no. Oh dear. Yeah, Wheel of Time gets a little thick at the end. There's a lot of focus and a lot of detail that starts feeling a little repetitive. But I think it was just because I really wanted to finish it. And I was kind of like trying to push through it even without giving myself enough time to absorb it. We'll also not start the Patrick Rothfuss series. Does it feel like you're stuck in a Wheel of Time? Wheel of Time has so many characters, and they're all kind of written so individually, and I like that about it. Like, I like that depending on which point of view, which character you're following, the way the story unfolds feels very specific to that character's point of view. Or not unfolds, but like the way that they view it. Love that. But it means that if you find a character kind of boring, you're going to be kind of like breezing through their parts, trying to get back to the characters that you find interesting to read about. Which isn't ideal. Yeah, I didn't try the Wheel of Time TV show. I don't have a wild amount of faith in in fantasy TV adaptations. Movies are hit and miss. Does it have more character bloat than Song of Ice and Fire? I would say it's similar. TV show wasn't great. I heard conflicting things about the TV show. I heard that some people didn't like it and said it wasn't very good, and then I heard other people say that it was quite good in its own right, but just didn't follow the books super closely. Yeah. Expectations are very low for adaptations, usually decently pleased by any fantasy show. Do you ever find yourself speeding through Game of Thrones characters chapters? Of course. I mean, especially once you get into the later books, you don't even know where stuff is going. The Dorne characters are all kind of, you know. Forgot book 5. Yeah, the early books are tight. The early books are really tight. Even in the second book, skipping chapters. But I haven't reread those, and it's been a few years since I've done a Song of Ice and Fire read, because I promised myself I would hold off and stop rereading them until we had news. Even if a TV or a movie adaptation doesn't do the books justice, though, sometimes it can be good enough to get people interested in the books, which is kind of cool. I watched The Magician's Show, or at least the first season of it, on Sci-Fi or whatever. Or maybe it made it to streaming, I don't know. I watched it somehow, years ago. And the show was okay. It was fine. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great. It was fine. And I was like, well, this is kind of a cool concept, I guess. And I came across the books at some point when I was browsing books, and I picked them up. And I love those books. The books that series is based off of are, I think, really incredible. Really, really, like, you go into it thinking it's it's a magical school, it's gonna be Harry Potter, and it's really nothing like that. And it's another example of books that do a really good job of having characters that aren't fully relatable but are still understandable. I have not read the Belgariad. I'm reading the Silmarillion, and I don't know how anybody would adapt that. Yeah, some things just don't work for screen. Discovery of Witches, good book series. How are we doing? We're about 7k rep into Bruno's Derma, which means it is working on it. It's coming along. Whole temple's built on sand, right? Seems to be. I mean, I wouldn't, yeah, I guess there is temple on top of it. I was going to say, they're burrowing through it, you know, that's reasonable. People don't like Rings of Power. I thought people enjoyed it. I didn't watch it, but for a while people were asking me if I had seen it, which usually makes me think that someone's enjoying it. Did not like it. People hate it. Have been enjoying it. I see. What would I reread? I'd have to look at my library and see what's coming up, you know? Because I feel like I have, depending on the book series, if I've read a series and I want to reread, I need to cool it off for like a couple of years, depending on what it is and how deep it is. 2 years, maybe up to 5 for something really thick. I think I would leave probably 5 years between Wheel of Time rereads. People were asking because it was so universally hated. But yeah, I don't know what I am coming up due on, because before I started Discworld, I reread Lord of the Rings. Dune was still pretty recent. I don't think I'm ready to do that again. I'm not ready for Wheel of Time again yet. I don't know. I'll have to look. It's gonna be sad, though. It's gonna be an emergency. I can't go to bed without a good book. There we go. Young adultish books at all. It's kind of a broad category, but generally not unless I read them when I was a young adult and have nostalgia for them. I don't really have patience for them when I try them now. But it's kind of a broad thing to define, too. Have you ever watched any Star Trek? Can't say I have. Watched any animes? Want to say you are a Sailor Moon girl. I had an anime phase in my young teen years. Oh, we can turn this in. We can take the Eye of Cthulhu. And then, oh yeah, we,
What would you ask of me?
I didn't get the quest at the entrance here, actually. It doesn't matter, because, like, you don't need to have the quests on you. I can get them next week, but I actually forgot to pick them up. Her Bruno's Stormer up is 10k of 36k. That still feels kind of low, but maybe it's just because I'm being lazy about trash because my AoE sucks so much in Warlock. Oh, it'll be fine. How much did... I'm gonna check to see how much boy got. I was getting some. Can you see what... I've seen some of Full Metal Alchemist. Not recently, though. Got the Lovewood Sweeper, congratulations! I did Lucathan. I think I've read some Philippa Gregory books before. If she did an Anne Boleyn book, I would have read that one. I had an Anne Boleyn book as a kid. Recommend you check out Next Generation. I don't really do, I'm not really... I don't know if it's for me. How do you feel about starting a manga arc? Not good. Not for me at this time. Yeah, it's okay. We'll find something. Oh, kitty gap. After Discworld. No. No thanks. It's alright. I'm sure there's great stuff out there. It's just not a media format I've really been craving. Tamara Pierce books as a kid. A lot of Fantasy Girls series. Let me Google it. What kind of books do we have here? Wikipedia. Works. Bibliography. Her name ring a bell, but I don't recognize the names of any of these books. I don't think so. No. Hey, well, we can turn in The Fall of Osirian. I also, like... Well, I guess it would have been in the instance. I'll get it next week. Series about a girl pretending to be boy knight and other about girls with elemental powers. Have you thought about feeding an AI your book preferences and asking for recommendations? I haven't. It might work. The idea fills me with grim loathing, though. Oh. I don't think I'm ever going to keep AI or generative AI completely out of my life, but you know, the longer I can hold off. Because effectively, it's just going to be regurgitating the opinions of the most commonly said things from whatever data source it has, which is going to be online. And after you've gotten through Dune, which is on a lot of people's list and very good, it's just you're just going to get lowest common denominator stuff. There's an episode here of Hazel overcoming her prejudice against robotic persons. I don't know. I think that would be the last thing that I'd do before they take my job. Alright. I'm just gonna sit her in this in. People who liked what you like also like this, which you haven't read. I mean, my bookstore has an algorithm that does that, and it has not had a good hit rate. You know, like, I read books in Apple Books, and it'll be like, people like you like to read these, and I'll scan, like, the premises, and then I'll read the samples, and nah. I don't think so. Oh, that's the Kindle store app. Okay, what am I doing now? I have done my AQ runs. I could continue to run... 40, AQ 40, at least up to, like, Basically for the boss loot, or I can leave it be and start dungeons. Or I could level Moofy so that he can run it. I think I want to do Blackfathom Deeps. I think that's where I want to be. All the Silithus characters, I'm going to leave them there. And then... which means that I would be starting BFD or just using a character. I think I can just run it repeatedly because it's not like a heroic or a mythic or anything. It's just a regular dungeon. So I think I can take any of my characters. Probably a druid. Let's grab Barnacles. We were talking about Earth Children earlier in the stream, Milligram. We had a whole conversation about it. Oh. I'm going to Blackfathom Deeps. I'm going to get there. Let me look at it on a map. Blackfathom Deeps is here. Wailing Caverns is here. That's not far. Let's do that. They did add rare world drops to rares. See if rares are up. I don't want to turn in the head of Nefarian. That's gross. I'm gonna sell everything except for these guys. Actually, I'll probably keep the Elementium ingots. I can post them. I know I've been buying them, but I can also sell them. I can devil end it. I like to think that you put the severed head of a dragon in some trash can in the middle of Dalaran. As long as we're not littering, just chucking it on the cobbles, someone will clean that up. Oh dear. Okay. Bag's nice and clean. Happy with that. Let's go to Blackfathom Deeps. See if we can get 3 things. I don't know if here, I'll turn on Rare Scanner. Is Family Familiar the only Pet Battle family thing that requires the world quest to be up? I don't remember. I know the modern ones. BFA and later for sure no longer needed them to be up, I think. Well, I should say for sure and then say I think. That's not very good. It was like a time-based thing. Like they reached a certain point where they're like, this is stupid. I don't remember if the Argus world quest needed to be up or not. I don't think it did. I think you could just on Argus go and fight them directly. But it's been a long time. And I'm not 100% sure. At the end of the day, you can add I think to anything you said because it is true. I think. What spec am I right now? Resto? Oh dear. Feral. Good morning. Good morning, Satya the Nerd. How you doing? Happy Saturday. Hope weekend's going well so far. Crazy to me that there's Ashenvale quests that I'm missing. Alliance only. For an axe. But that's a later me problem. Actually, there's quite a few items that I'm missing out here. A steel skill crush fish. Man, I need all the fish monks. But besides the point, getting distracted. That's not top of the list. Top of the list, Blackfathom Deeps. There's 3 items. 3 different bosses that we're hoping to get here. How's WoW treating you today? So far, so good. Although I cannot say that it's given me a broom yet. No luck on the Love Witch Sweeper today. But, you know, there's always tomorrow. We might get lucky. We might not get lucky. Alright. I would like to maybe spec Feral. Don't get distracted. Oh, shiny. Oh, I could fish up the steel scale crush fish. I could fish up. Oh, wow. Those are worth 650,000 gold. Are you kidding? How rare is the steel scale crush fish? Isn't it unique? Yep, sure is. Wow. That must really dominate some people's nightmares. Let's get into a starter build. Logged into the first time in a few weeks. Got the broom in one try. Finally managed to get the manuscript. No broom or rocket. Yeah, we want to make sure we have, I think regular dash instead of tiger dash. And then I think we want, stampeding roar, which I'm pretty sure we have. Reduces the cooldown. And regular stampeding roar, good. Yeah, that seems fine. The manuscript did exist last year, yes. Yeah, they added it with Dragonflight. So where's my wild charge button? Oh wait, it's on 2, because when I'm swimming, it's actually just like a little swim sprint. Kind of nice. I'm gonna put this over here and this over here. I'm really awful. This still doesn't have a... It has a mini map, but it still doesn't have like a main map. This little like instance entrance area. I think they want you to go pretty deep into it to get into the dungeon, I think. We'll see. I'll run to the back of it, and then if it's not here, then I'll know. Anyone in particular that might have nightmares about the fish? I mean, I figured you might have some history with it. It seems like the kind of thing that might have kept you up at night. Have you fished for a steel scale crush fish? Do you have one? Is it in here? I'm gonna start killing these guys. No, not in here. I just went by it. Oh no! Oh yeah, there it is. It blends in, huh? Alright, so there's, I think, no point in any particular dungeon difficulty. I think it's just a dungeon. I want to undermine exchange to see that steel scale crush fish. See, that's not right though, is it? Normal difficulty. Because I zone in and it's like, no, there's nothing else in here. But then when I go here, it's like Blackfathom. It comes and goes, which is very strange. There are 3 mail items that I don't have. And for some reason, they're not showing on this character. Is there something I did in my settings? Why does it think I have everything when I don't? I mean, I'll run it. I know I'm missing 3 things, but I know one of them was from Domina. I don't know, man. Am I the expert? We're all doomed if I'm the expert. Blackfathom Deeps. Blackfathom. BFD. And it says I have all of it, but it's wrong. Yeah, deadly serpentine grips. See, oh, it's kind of doubling up. It's like collected, but not, also it says not learned from Domina. It can't decide. And then male bracers from Guardian of the Deep. And then a male belt from Akumai. So we'll have to run the whole instance. But it's very strange that it's not. It can't decide. And I have seen earlier today, like on a different character, in the All the Things menu, it's showing that those things were not collected, like, at all. And it was showing the All the Things list properly. Maybe we'll just get them all on this run, and then it'll be fine. And then we can not worry about it. It's unclear to me if they are item IDs or not. It's not wildly clear. But the bosses in question are the end boss, Guardian of the Deep, and Domina. So I need to make sure I do those ones in particular.
Then I shall unleash your fury on these meddling heroes.
Yeah, so when I opened the whole all the things menu on this character, it didn't show that I needed anything, but I swear I did it like 5-10 minutes ago on a different character, and it said that I needed those mail items that the dungeon journal does still show me needing. Inconsistent. Inconceivable. Maybe there's a reason, but I can't think of it. And, oh, here's Domina. If you could just drop me the thing I need, that would be really wonderful. I got a Naga. That's definitely just an item ID. That bow, because we're looking for deadly serpentine grips from her. Appearances, items, hands for, let's just say hunter. Deadly serpentine grips. It says the whole appearance. I know it can't be used by my class, but the whole appearance, not there. I guess we can track them this way. We need the deadly serpentine grips. We need the algae twined waist cord. And Sericus scale wraps. Alright. Algae. I forgot that you could track things like this. That one. And then scale wraps, which I think are bracers, question mark? Yeah. All three of those. So we do need them. We do need them. Hank Flake, thank you for the 48-month resub. Thank you for introducing me to Satisfactory. The rest of my life no longer matters. Only fix it. Oh, you're welcome, and I am sorry. No idea you could track them like that. It's a relatively recent addition. Of course, relatively could mean anything. But yeah, that'll work as kind of a workaround. Annoying that they're not showing up in all the things, but you know, what are you gonna do? Has the same appearance in mail and leather, and you have the leather one? Maybe? Yeah, maybe that could be it. Annoying, though, if true. Because I still need them for... I would still need them for mail. Yeah, maybe I should look on it. Maybe I should just run this on a hunter, because then it would actually show them as needing all the things. Not that it really matters. Like, they'll be able to drop, and I'll be able to learn them no matter which character does it. It's just the tracking that's kind of wonky. Satisfactory is fun, but I'm on my Terraria kick. Prepping for hard mode, killing them all. Nice. I could play a lot more Satisfactory, but I got a WoW patch coming up. Besides, the factory will always be there. I don't need to do this guy. There is nothing that I need to kill him for. We need to make sure we do the Guardian of the Deep. Because he's an optional boss. You can skip him, but we don't want to. This way. Better to level him all the way to max level, or is 70 fine? Depends on what you want him for. From my perspective, 70 is fine for farming old content. You could probably get away with less than 70. But if you're going to play them at endgame, of course, you're going to need to be higher than that. Guardian of the Deep. Oh yeah, he's running away. Okay. The nice thing about doing this on a druid is that I can swim fairly quickly to go catch that crab. Who still has my dot on him, actually. A lot of very valuable zone drops, worth running out of this dungeon and porting out. It's... Oh, because porting out takes you too far. Okay. Do you have to run all the way back through it, or do they give you any kind of a shortcut? Oh, dear. No, just a glowing thresher cape there. But we're going to do the last boss to try for these algae twine waist cord. Druid Dreamwalk is nice. You have to run all the way back. Wouldn't Dreamwalk take you to the same place that porting out would? I need to get back on land, huh? I'm lost. Dreamwalk is different places sometimes. Oh, weird. Okay, well, good thing I'm on a druid. Barnacles might have Dreamwalk. If he doesn't have Dreamwalk, he certainly has Moonglade. Oh, got some stuff that's learned from another item. There's a white quality shoulders that are listed for 4K that I can get a item ID from. BFT just down to zone drops. Better get used to seeing blue glowy things, I guess. Yeah. This one I can farm in the same character over and over again. It's not until you get to dungeons with lockouts that you need to use multiple. And honestly, I'm not 100% sure of when that even is. And then daily versus weekly lockouts is a whole other thing, but your raid info would have your lockouts. Oh, my fingers are cold. Also, did you know there's a kitty cat right here? I have had a cat on my lap this whole time. Hi. Did I not click on the thing? I meant to click on the thing. Oh, the door's open. Oh, alright. Okay. 1 algae twined waist cord, please. Oh, I got the achievement for Blackfathom Deeps. No luck that time. But we can probably just do the Moonglade teleport. Because I don't think Barnacles is actually... No. None of these characters have done... none of these characters have done Legion class order haul. Oh! Go ahead and reset our instance. Teleport again. Actually, you know what else I can do is I can clean out my bags in the interim.
Nelly deals for a friend of the Grummles.
Oh, you need to make sure he's got scrap. We'll do low consumables too. He's not doing viscidus.
I have many lucky do's.
Scholarly robes, green for 5K. Item ID, I'll take it. Gore stained garb. Outrunner. Time to destroy the Mog Market. Or maybe I should just send these things to Flabby. I think he posts auctions sometimes still. Flab. Mog. There we go. And then we Moonglade again, and it should take us back to the entrance, hopefully. Good morning. Okay, so docking Flabby's Moggle. Yeah, I don't know how anybody would ever guess which one it was. Okay. Oh yeah, there we go, right there. So we already reset the instance. So, back at it again. Hoping for deadly serpentine grips from Domina. Yeah, anything that I can get an item ID from, I'm gonna learn. Anything worth more than a couple thousand gold that I already know, I can send over for him to sell. I don't usually ask for profits back, but that's because I benefit enough from the bank of Flappy. I want to dox my Mogult instead, let me know. Making those jumps on a pug used to stress me out so much because I was terrified of falling through the gap and then having to have everybody wait for me because I was healing. And I'm pretty sure it's happened before, like I just couldn't deal. Although maybe it used to be harder. It doesn't seem very hard now, but maybe I'm just really talented these days. 5 or 10K, do you learn it or sell it? Learn it if I need to learn it. And from my perspective, that just saves me 10k on Mog, you know. But then send it to get sold. I'm not posting it. I don't have the patience. And if Flabby wants to vendor it, he's welcome to. Yeah, I don't know if there is a number. Like, if I get an ultra rare drop in Uldaman and it's worth like 600,000 gold, and I need the appearance, I probably just learn it. This is my toxic trait. Is, you know, the first one's for me. If I get another one, then we can sell that one. You know, what's Mog for? Mog is for learn. All right, Domina. No luck there. Couple of BRD BOEs, 500k. Yeah, this farm's got to be on a druid. Ikamura ready. I could probably switch to well, actually, I was gonna say I could switch to Tiger Dash because my regular dash doesn't get its cooldown reset the way it does in raids. I don't think. But I actually kind of like having Wild Charge for the swim sprint in this instance in particular. Nice for that. I didn't think that the greens were going to be so valuable in this instance. I'm kind of pleasantly surprised. Oh, yeah. 16k for Pagan Wraps. That's an item ID. I always thought of BRD as being the valuable one, but I think I'm misremembering. 8k for a pattern. Turns out this farm might be kind of fun just for the greens. I'm not even selling them. I'm just excited that they might be worth something. People do this run for gold making. I wonder how long it's going to take me to get my 3 items that I need. Kind of a toss-up. It could happen just like next run, because obviously we're one run down. What you really want is you want to get the pieces of Mog from the end of the raid, or at the end of the dungeon first. Because those are the ones that have you running the whole thing. You can do your runs much faster. Otherwise, although we're gonna start running into instance lockouts at some point. You can only do 10 per hour. Any luck? No, I need the Serikis scale wraps from him, and I got the bands of Serikis instead. That's not what we're after. Per server. Yeah, all my alts are on the same server though, with the exception of one hunter. That's actually a good tip. I could do I could bring that hunter from another realm back. Says the first one is for me. It's such fun logic, because, you know, like, it's just the first one. You might get more. You might not, but I don't think I would have it in me to do farms like this if I didn't want the Mog collection for myself. If I was just doing it for gold, I don't know. I would probably do something else. No, I didn't delete the Secret Hunter again. That's what I was saying, is I could use that one if I needed a character in another realm. Okay. Light the door. Got Timu sword from the salvage crates back in WoD. Learned that instantly. Nice. Yeah, no, not brought back from the dead, just brought back into popular rotation. Alright, looking for Algae Twined Wastecord. Yeah! Wow, it didn't give me any text at all. These drops are funky. I'm gonna teleport out of here. I'm gonna reset the instance. I'm gonna log on to another character and take a look at that list. Because definitely when I looked in the journal before, it did not show that I had that appearance. And I betcha, if we go look now, it will. Hang on a second. Yeah, so now it says that I have it, it just can't be used, right? This is all very strange. Reset it. I'm just gonna log on to another character to take a look at the list. The adventure guide was kind of confused about it to begin with, but it should now say... Yeah, the adventure guide now knows that I have it, but like when I looted it, I didn't get no pink text, nothing. No +1 at all. But it did come off my collections list. Presumably it wouldn't even let me track it if I had it already. I for sure don't have them already. It's just weird that they're not showing up. I'm going to log on to this character and take a look. Feeding time. Got a couple White Castle sliders. Jimmy Dean's breakfast sandwich. I'm assuming those are food sandwiches. It's all very strange. I'm getting a lot of mixed signals here. Classic. Blackfathom deeps. Alright. So now, this character is correctly showing that I need 2 more pieces. Before it said 3, and now it's down to 2. See, it does say there that it's item IDs, even though Can I Mog It has it as not collected. But when I look them up, like normally what would happen is you would look up something like this, the Deadly Serpentine Grips. You would pull them up. Gloves. And you would right click it and it would show you like other things that it was known as. And it's not, it's very weird. I'm going to look at this up on a hunter. I think I'm still just going to run these to get these last 2 pieces so they can stop driving me bonkers, because like it's going to make me crazy that it shows up sometimes and not other times. It's just very weird. But the good news is that that piece is gone now that I've looted it, even though it didn't say that I learned it. Usually it'll still show me a +1 even if I just needed something for an item ID. Let me check a hunter. Same appearance. Yeah, it could be just the same appearance, different armor type challenge. Shared appearance with a pair of leather gloves. Alright, I think I'm just gonna keep farming to get them. So that I can have... It's just weird. I don't like that the add-on... I don't like that the add-on does that. Shared appearance of a different armor type shouldn't take it off the list. Because I still would need to collect it for each armor type. Because I can't mog it on any armor type. Yeah. It's because the leather-wearing characters won't see it because I have them in leather. But I do need them for mail. Anyways, we're just going to keep running it until we get those specific pieces. Oh, man. It's just gonna be a little underwhelming when they do drop, because we're gonna have to make our own celebration because the add-on's not gonna help me much. But I do want to run it on a druid. I do want to run it on a druid because he's so fast at swimming and stuff. Plus the Dreamwalker, the Moonglade teleport's really useful. Anyway, we're 1 appearance down, which is good. And the whatchamacallem. We're 1 appearance down, and it's the last one from the end of the instance. And now I can stop at Guardian of the Deep. Fixed Can I Mog It recognizing that years ago. Surprised all the things doesn't. Yeah, Can I Mog It is correctly showing that I don't have it. So that's the thing that makes me not want to let it go. I'm going to take a short break, and then we'll come back and we'll run this again to see if we can get these last 2 things. BRD. Okay. Let's try it again. The good news is I don't think that these bosses have a terribly deep loot pool. I don't think it's like I'm trying to get one item out of 20.
Please help. We barely escaped
Yeah.
Twilight's hammer sacrificial.
Well, I'm glad we got to the bottom of why it's behaving that way. It's still weird. It's still annoying that it does. I would prefer that the add-on show it on all characters, but that's okay. We've got them tracked on the side over here. So we know exactly which bosses we're looking for. And our first stop is Domina to try to get the deadly serpentine grips. Change it to item ID just to see them for now. That's fine. I don't want to see what other item IDs I'm missing. I guess I could look. I've never turned that option on. And I'm afraid I don't... Weird. Oh, sources, that's the one. I was looking for it. Would you consider yourself an alcoholic? Can never decide on what character to stick to. I'm a functional alcoholic these days. I am no longer constantly making characters with the intent to play them at endgame and have like a big journey on each one of them. I have lots of alts and I use them for farms like this, but I have a fairly solid I have a fairly solid understanding of what the alt is for and the level of investment that it needs now. And when it comes to actually doing like raids, dungeons, you know, I know who my main is and I'm not confused about it. So yeah, with sources on, it tells me that I need some zone drops, which is upsetting for everybody. And then also for sources specifically, there's a sword from Domina, and Twilight Lord Balthiel's got some shoulders too. It's surprisingly not that far off from having all sources either, but we're not going to worry about it. Domina's only got 6 pieces of loot. I just need her to drop me the gloves. Deadly serpentine grips. I do like that she's just boogieing over here. She's just dancing. Hey, there we go. Thank you very much. That was exactly what we wanted from her. So we just need to try Guardian of the Deep for these Sericus scale wraps. What are we doing now? Transmog, Fireman. We're done what we're gonna do for AQ for the week, so I'm starting dungeons. I need one more item out of here, and then I will have BFD effectively done. And then I'm gonna turn sources back off. Because these other two, like, you know, if she wants to drop it, then it's fine. I guess the question that's really going to determine how crazy I am is, do I then go kill Balthiel to see if he wants to give me the scale spalders just for the source ID or not? That's the moment when I know whether or not I've really gone over the edge. Point of no return. Because there's no technical reason for me to go up there and do him, but he's not very far out of my way. Am I looking forward to Loomers with its 6 rares that are not always present with items I'm missing? No. No, I'm not. Yeah, source farming seems kind of ugly. As long as I can mog the appearance from something, I don't think I really care which item we did for it. I think that's a slippery slope that keeps sliding. I have farmed this instance for gold making before. Flabby and I have done all the things, or not all the things. Flabby and I have done loot appraiser competitions here. Coming back to me now. I want the Guardian Treasure too. We need Sericus Scale Wraps. Hate to break it to you, but you're already on a slippery slope. Maybe I need to claw myself back from that edge just to prove that it can be done. Come on. Yes. Nice. That's the item ID we needed. So these two things we don't need unless for source. So we go back into the all the things settings. We uncheck sources. And now we officially, once again, have everything from Blackfathom Deeps. We have all the appearances. Definitely not gonna go kill Balthiel. That would be crazy. What if we just kill him for like the 6 gold that we'll get for like vending the loot that he drops, you know? And we're not worried about whether or not an item ID drops. We're just, you know, what if he drops 6 gold? Oh, we're gonna have another instance coming up here. Plus probably a few more things to send to Flabby if I had to guess. Have to take a look at the bags. See what kind of things we picked up. Nice quick one for you. Yeah! Yeah, only missing 3 items made it pretty fast, although sometimes that goes poorly. He did drop the source ID. Alright, we're not worried about it. We're all going home. Where's this horse set to? Months bracket? That's no good. Where's the dollar on Hearthstone? I want to see the source ID. Sources is just crazy talk. Want to do these for a long time? You're doing them inspired me. You guys are gonna crush through it.
Good day to you.
Warlock fins, cloth. Alright, so if it's... Honestly, those I don't think are even worth very much. So if it's an item ID, like that, I'll vendor it. You know, if it's in my bags, we may as well. That I will probably send to sell. And then I think maybe 5k. I don't know if that's Flabby's threshold, but it might be my threshold. Those, we sell them and then they get learned. That's good. Item ID. Prospector's pads are not worth 17k. They're just inflated on this realm. I've seen those a million times. They're just not worth that much. Are they? I'm gonna undermine exchange. I don't believe it. Prospector's pads. No. They're worth like 10 gold. They are not worth 17k. Somebody is gouging. Somebody is giga gouging. Watch it turn out to be Flabby that's giga gouging. I'm just gonna clog up his mailbox with a bunch of stuff. Oops. Realm seems weird with Mog. Yeah, maybe I should turn on region values or something. Okay, well that dungeon's out of the way. What else have we got dungeon-wise? What's next? Blackrock Depths! Oh boy! Oh, we still need quest items for Shaman, Warlock, Hunter, Mage, Paladin, and Priest, evidently. There's zone drops. And then some various items. Why is this like listed so many times? I turned item IDs off. Yeah, I already have that learned from another appearance. Did I not turn sources off? Maybe I need to reload. Or maybe it's like another one of those like, no, it's... No, we did turn it off. Let's reload. That's all the zone drops you need? Wow. I have farmed BRD before. Let's take a look at all the things. I'm just debating whether or not I want to do it, like, basically take a character that would need the quest. 11 of 43. It's not like it's going to be a hard quest to do. We may as well do the darn thing. Let's take my priest out there for a start. We'll figure out where to pick it up. Might be Stormwind. Those like old class dungeon quests. I'm almost certain that I have enough, I forget where I was going with that. Certain about something. Alright, /ATT. So I just want to dungeons, raids, classic, BRD, quests. And see, now it doesn't think I need the priest one anymore. That's crazy. There's also alliance and horde. Oh, I probably need a horde priest. Oh. Well, lucky. I mean, that's going to be a problem later on. I don't think I have alliance and horde of some of these things. But for the moment. So weird. Let me log on to a... Yeah, because it's probably hiding them because I'm not horde. Let me get on my horde priest. Or one of them. There's one. There's another one. Chili fingies. There's going to be a lot of picky little things that I had no idea about. So now if we go ATT... We're not even far from BRD, although we might need to go somewhere to pick up the quest. Where did the priest quest go? Why did it show up and then hide itself? Why is this inconsistent between characters on account mode? It's driving me nuts! Why? I just want to know whether or not I need to do the thing. Just go do the darn dungeon. Forget about the quest, I guess. Yeah, at least there's a port that we can use to get there. It said I needed the priest one until Paladin, Blood Elf, Paladin, Tauren, Paladin, Alliance only. I mean, I could like try to just look for the quest and do it. Because it's for helmets. There's specifically class helmets in here. Some sort of caching issue. Is there a thing that I can do to repair it? Is logging into the character is going to fix it? I'll log back onto this one and see if he's still showing that I'm missing those. Log into every character might fix it. I never had all these problems with all the things before I started this challenge. It was working good. I'll look at it again. Nope. It's back. Blood Elf or Nightborn. Goblin. Undead. Oh my goodness. Well, then why would the undead priest one not have shown up when I was on the undead priest? Dark Cleric Cecilia. Nested quest requirements. Journey to Orgrimmar. It's learned from another item anyway. It's this thing. I shouldn't need it. And it's definitely already learned as a cloth item, so it's not like an armor type thing. Oh, it's because that one's horde only. Why? Why? I don't even mind doing it just to make it go away. Is that the same appearance? If I do this on any one of them? There's another quest that if you do it blocks this quest. Maybe I should just not worry about the quests. Especially if all of these rewards are learned from another item. Yeah, they're shared with Molten Core. So we got all of these things when we were doing Molten Core. I don't know why. Maybe it's because these ones are faction locked. Or may need to relog to the game to properly trigger this collected from Blizzard. I think as a general rule, we're going to not worry about this BRD quest because we have all those appearances already anyway. So I think we're going to not stress about the quests, I think is my takeaway there. Annoying that it's just going to be sitting there, but that's probably better than trying to chase them down and do them, especially if they're not even always doable and it's for something that I already have. Why did I log out? I'm going to go do BRD. That is my next step, is to go do BRD. I just thought if there was like a quick quest I could just like pick up in Stormwind and do to like get it off the list, then I was going to do that, but if it's more complicated than that, then I don't want to bother. Come back up. Too much fuss. Too much fuss. We'll just not open that part of the list. Oh, I'm not a horde. Whoopsies. Ran in the wrong door. I want this door. Alright. Send me to Blackrock depths. Ah, kitty cat. Take me in, and then we'll take a look. Yeah, Paladin was the one class that I did not try to do Viscidus on. Because I was worried about the attack speed thing. You might be able to do it with the extra trinkets, but I agree that it's totally annoying to even have to worry about it. Alright, so there's 5 zone drops it's showing. Let me look at this list. Marlom's Grip. Spire of the Stone Shaper. And then the coffer key, just dropping things from the coffer key. So 2 zone drops and then coffer key stuff, which I think is probably not going to be that bad. I'm going to have to learn what the deal is with coffer keys and stuff. And then detention block. And then Shadowforge City. We'll worry about detention block for now. And then we'll do as many of these things as we can. So we actually, as far as I can tell, don't need anything from High Inquisitor Gerston. Wish they'd remove that mechanic for Viscidus. Yeah, definitely annoying. A little much. Oh yeah, so we need one thing from Rockor, which should be not too bad to get from him. But then we need a bunch of stuff from Ring of Law, which is going to be annoying because you have to get the right bosses to happen anyway. I wonder if I should, before I send something to Flabby to sell, I should undermine exchange it to see if it's like valuable on all servers or just the one. Alright, so there's Rockor. I need to, it's going to take me a little bit of time to even remember how to do Ring of Law, like how to get in there. Because this isn't it. This is a different boss. Although, you know, we need zone drops, so any extra trash that we want to kill is not the end of the world. Heaven knows we can vendor things. I'll just do the whole little lap, huh? Straightforward from the entrance. Do I need the prison cell keys for anything? I've got relic coffer keys stacking up. That's good. I've got 4 of those already. This is a fun instance. I'm going to be totally lost in here for a while, which will be kind of fun because, you know, eventually I'll feel like I know a little bit more about where it is that I'm going. So the Ring of Law is definitely this way. Let's go around again, but maybe try to go in this time. There we go. That's the entrance. Oh, hello. Oh, you're in Lunar Festival Elder. I'm just going to pick this up just to have done with it. Otherwise it's going to drive me nuts. Coin of Ancestry. Like it. So we're hoping for a Noobshia, Eviscerator, Grizzle, or Hedrum. How many bosses even are there? 1 of 6. So I need loot from 4 of the 6 bosses still. They do it in waves. Which boss will we get? Do they give you 2 or do they only give you 1? I think they might only give you 1. I don't think this is a Violet Hold kind of situation. Man, every time I get a thing, I'm like, is it good? Is it a good thing? Just one. Yeah, that'll be a problem. But if we reach a point where that's the last thing that we need, this is luckily pretty close to the entrance, so resetting and just running this part would not be that bad. Octhor, you are not one of the bosses I need. If you could make way for the bosses I do need, that would have been great. And then we just have to remember which one is the door. Is it this one? It is this one, isn't it? So that's all we needed from detention block. So then you're heading into the city. Although, you know, any trash that you want to do is you want to do. Anything from Baelgar? Not looking like it. But we need also to trigger more of the possible bosses. I could just reset and do it on the same character, I think. Farming log to use. I'm farming the BOE boss drops. Any greens that I get, I will learn them if I need them. And I will either vendor them or send them to a friend to sell if I don't need them. Depending on what they're worth. If we get anything good. I do need a couple more. I would be happy to see Spire the Stone Shaper or Marlam scripts. Both of those would be like pretty exciting. I don't need them to finish my farm. I have a don't worry about zone drops clause for my own sanity. I also don't really need this boss, but I figured I would just come do them. But you know, if they decide that they want to drop while we're farming this, and I'm not saying no. It's so satisfying farming things from instances that have like whole trash packs of like 5-6 mobs just all standing roughly in swipe range, you know? I can appreciate that. Nothing from Lord Incendius. Viscus was not cooperative. Bummer. I'm glad that we can farm him on more characters so that we can use ones that are easier. What about Phineas Darkfire? No? I think the bosses that tended to get into like the time walking ones and stuff are going to be bosses that I have a lot more loot from. I have 57 of the 67 pieces from Shadowforge City. A lot of the mog that it says that I'm missing from Blackrock Depths is just the game being confused about the quest mog. Those Molten Core shared appearance pieces. Which is just weird. But if I can get it to be finished with the boss loot, then that'll do for me. Vieric. Vieric's a dog. Is he even always there? Is he an optional boss? I don't remember Vieric the dog. And then Watchman Doomgrip. I think a lot of the ones that I'm missing are going to be bosses that I'm not really good at getting to. I can see the later ones are pretty obvious, but... I'll review the VOD, figure out what is going on after stream if I have time. That would be very kind of you, but please don't feel like you have to. Oh, there's Vieric. Would you please drop me your leash? You don't need it, anyway. No luck on the leash. And then, I'm assuming I'm just opening these. Because... Do you open a certain amount of them to summon Watcher Doomgrip? Is that the idea? Because I have, like, 10 keys. Oh, I got a small sack of coins. No idea how these work. I don't remember. I guess I'm gonna... learn. The more I understand ATT, the more it helps me in the long one. Yeah, because under the relic coffer key, it says... It talks about loot from Watchman Doomgrip. Oh, there we go. He spawns once all 12 relic coffers have been opened. The keys can drop from any Dark Iron mob in the instance. Okay. I think I have exactly enough keys. It is nice that they have notes like that. Hidden door beneath the dark coffer will open, allowing access to the secret safe as well as the heart of the mountain. Do we make gold from vendoring all these things? They're not worth very much. Okay, I looted them. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is there one more? Did I miss one? I missed one in the corner. Oh, I'm one key short. I need another key. Alright, well, maybe we'll find one from somebody. Oh no! We can backtrack. I should, maybe if I'm more thorough at killing trash early. The keys weren't hard to get, generally. Keeping an eye out in my chat log for him. Fishing for the jackpot buoys. There's a relic coffer key. Okay, we go back. Before I forget where I came from, anyway. Working for a while? Have you been able to obtain Master of all achievements? Hard to level professions. Oh, I don't think I ever tried. I don't really do achievements for their own sake, and I only really do professions when I need them for something. I mainly do alchemy. That sounds like a really big project. Okay. So now Watcher Doomgrip is coming. Here he is. So he can drop me some loot. Will he do so? He dropped his key, maybe? Question mark? Secret safe. Okay, so that gave me some gloves that I did need. New item collected. Dark Keeper key. How do I get it in the dark coffer? As well as the heart of the mountain. I don't even know if I need anything in there, but I'm gonna wowhead this. Dark Keeper key. Using the dark coffer in the black vault. Oh, it drops from the dark keepers. One-time use only. Go look at the portrait. The mob will spawn for you? Open the portrait on the wall before entering the vault and go back to the mole machine. Oh, it's just a random green. Okay. Let's not worry about it. I just wanted to know. Picture outside the room tells where. I don't even see a portrait. I don't think it matters. Oh, here it is. Oh, that's kind of cool. I never knew about that. Dark Keeper nameplate. So this one is Bethic. And I can see from my add-on that he spawns inside the vault room as soon as you open the portrait. So he should... Oh, he just shows up. That's nice. And then he's going to give me his key. And then we'll see whether or not it was worth worrying about that. I learned something today. Oh boy. We got a Nightshade girdle. I mean, it says 3K, but I don't believe it anymore. Yeah, I've never opened that extra box, I don't think. I don't think I'll worry about it in the future unless the thing just happens to be right there. Okay, so we did Vieric, we did Watchman Doomgrip. So now we're trying Angerforge, Argylmok, basically normal bosses. Although he won't say no to some trash. Always a chance at his own drop. Old obscure convoluted systems. Used to turn in Librams prior to Cataclysm is now without any purpose. Oh, my Eye of Kajal. We don't need it. I used to run to come kill Pyromancer Lorgrain because he had like Druid Mog that I needed. But I don't think I do need him. Although, if I go around that way, that's the way to Angerforge. Yeah, okay. Challenge, try not to get lost in BRD when you're me. Belladar check. You're right. It's coming up right now. If you still needed them out, now would be the time. I guess the boss is just like right here. You get so much stuff in your bags for doing this. You loot so many things. I don't think those weapon enchants are worth very much. Would you say you loot all the things? We're trying. The pre-Korthia garbage collection. At least it all should vendor pretty nicely. I mean, not for like a lot of gold or anything, but it should exit my bags without a lot of drama anyway. Okay. Vendor in the inn. Yeah, assuming I don't accidentally kill him. I think I've got enough room in my bags for a complete run, front to back. My alts, I tend to keep their bags pretty much empty. Works out. We do the lock. Made an earth and unlock the heritage armor, and she's so pretty. And then it's annoying that this doesn't update your map over here. But we'll learn our way around. I think I must have some memories. We have been here a couple times. We're hoping for a few specific items off the end bosses. I'd love to get the stuff off of Dagran. There's one more item I need from him. And it would be great to get because then I don't have to do the whole flame torch thing. Because the 7 I think we're going to come up against first. So here's an Argle Mark? Angerforge. I want his battle axe. I want his battle axe. If you could... no luck there. Drop 2 different things. Because it closes the highway door. That's what you're walking across. And then Arglemark actually has a leather kilt. Which I'm a little surprised I didn't farm up to this point. For a while I made it I made a point of farming the leather skirts because I wanted more sort of dress mogs to wear on my druid. Will you drop me your kilt? Yeah, you will. He dropped it twice. Any luck with the Love Festival mounts? Not the new one, which is the one that I need. I have the rocket. I need the broom. I don't have the dragon armor, and I'm not too worried about it. But I really want the broom. If I don't get the broom, I might just spend Trader's Tender to get the trading post version of it, because Love is in the Air is going to end before February does. Yeah, I do it once per day for the broom. Okay, so now we need to try to do Phalanx, which means... Gosh. Private Rocknut must be sent into a drunken rage to aggro Phalanx. Give him 6 dark iron ale mugs, which you buy from Plug or Spazring. So the problem is that sometimes I come in here guns a-blazing, and then I remove my ability to fight Phalanx. I need wrists from him. So let's go buy 6. I'm glad it tells me how to do this here. 6 dark iron ale mugs. Hello. Also, if you want to buy my stuff, then by all means, please. 6 of those. And then we need Private Rocknot, who hangs out, I want to say downstairs. If you kill the gnome and wait a bit, he becomes hostile too. Maybe he's upstairs. This is not the best way to look for him. I'll find him. And then you have to wait around. Yeah. Imagine if you could just talk to him and you could be like, knock knock, who's there? Not you. And then he would fight you. Slash tar private rocknot. Okay. Where are you at, buddy? Oh, literally right in front of me. Alright, found him.
What's on your mind? Watch your back. Be good. Here there. Off with you.
There we go. Now he's drunk. Because I think you can skip and just like leave. I think you can just open this door now. Oh, maybe not. maybe there's other ways to get it. Just let him tick people off. Oh no. Not the kegs. Video on a 7-stream stream. Thank you very much. Oh, thank you. I needed both of those item IDs, but neither one was the thing that I specifically needed for Phalanx. That's okay. That wasn't so bad. I will hopefully remember how to do that on the next run through. So now we're hoping for the 7, and then the Emperor, and then we can port out and reset it and do it all over again. Does mean I need to remember where I'm going, but I'm pretty sure it's this way. How do you submit a ticket anymore? You would go to game menu, you would go to support, and then you would get help and etc, etc. The menu is going to do its very best to discourage you from submitting a ticket. They would much rather you solve your problem on your own with like articles and stuff, but you, I think, can still get to a ticket if you get deep enough in that menu. They want you to go to Reddit. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's cost effective for them. The less time they have to spend talking to people, the more they can get people to figure out whatever it was that they were working on without assistance, the less people they have to have and, you know, pay for, etc. Oh, it's not great. That's just modern business. I forget how to start it. Who's mad? Are you mad? Will you become mad? Thank you. Yeah, there we go. I would like for them, there's 2 things. They have a loot table of 7 items deep, and there's 2 of them that I need. There's a impervious giant mace, and then ghost shroud. Cool name. Alright. Oh, luck. Oh, I got the mace! 1 item down. Just the leather helmet to go off of that one. But we gotta go do the last boss. He's got 10 pieces. Gives us about a 7% chance. Although maybe 2 7% chances, because we're getting 2 loot table drops. We gotta get through this first, though. So you gotta find the red bearded guys, because you know they're flame keepers because they've got the red hair. Where are the torches? I think they only make you do 2. I don't think they make you do 4. I don't know if they ever made you do 4. And then there's another one somewhere. Did I get another torch? No, I still need another one. Excuse me? Mr. Redbeard? There's one. Still not as annoying as the eyeball thing in Templus Thralis. Reminiscent of it, but not as bad. And our doors are open. We would love to see these wrists off of the Emperor, because then we don't have to do that whole business. Not that it took very long. Not compared to, like, Viscidus. Man, I used to go through and do all the trash in here, because I was like, there's so much trash. There's so many chances at BOEs. What was his name? The guy that we just killed? Magmus. Unless that's a reference to something else, in which case I'm out of the loop. Oh, the door opens, guy. I don't know. From Sanctum. Forget. Nope. No luck that time. Well, that's alright. Do a little port out, port back in. Reset, have at it. See if we're any faster the second time now that we have a vague idea of where we're going and what we're doing. Fate Scribe. Oh. Oh wow, I need to open all these sacks of coins. They do not have very many coins in them. But we open them nonetheless. It's like 3 silver per bag. I guess they can't make it too good. Alright, and then just kind of keeping an eye out for anything that's like very valuable. I don't think. No, they're not. They're just, that's inflated. I think I'm gonna stop worrying about the greens. I think I'm just gonna vendor all the greens. Because, like, when I undermine exchange these, it's just inflated on Lightbringer. If I look for, like, chieftains... What are they called? Chieftains bracers. Yeah, you can get them for, like, a gold. 50 gold, 80 gold. They're not really worth 5k. Dark iron rifle schematic? No, worth like 130 gold. There's one up on NARL for 40 silver. This is not this is not the sweet get that it looks like it is. These are not terribly rare things. Okay. Dark iron baby booties. Now those I think actually were valuable because you needed them for something. Those I will send over. I remember farming this to get the dark iron baby booties. Yeah, the bobble worms, that's right. Alright, did I reset my instance? I'll do it again. There's no harm in spamming it. Smart as scrap to not auto-sell that one. Are they made of dark iron, or are they booties for a dark iron baby? Maybe both. Get rid of that coin. Uh-oh. Kitty's snoring a little bit. Alright. So you've kind of got the ever-present question of how much trash is it reasonable to kill with the hopes of maybe kind of getting a BOE? I think the answer is not to worry about it because I wasn't going to stand on BOEs anyway, so I think I'm just going to book it for the bosses that I have in mind and then kill trash packs if they're... Well, you know what though? I'm going to need to kill trash because in order to summon Dude, Watchman Doomgrip, I'm going to need to have a dozen coffer keys and it's going to be a lot easier to get those if I kill a lot of trash. I didn't even do the whole detention block last time. Might have helped. Although a lot of these people aren't Dark Irons. Some of them are. But yeah, we'll want to make sure. It would be nice if I got at least a dozen copper keys before I got to that point, so I don't have to backtrack. Are you doing these big dungeons on a druid? I figured I would pick a druid because... I mean, he's not a speed druid or anything, but I figured I would pick him because it's easy to kind of get out and back, and because I can farm it repeatedly on one character. If it was like a bring a bunch of characters out to the entrance kind of situation, then I wouldn't worry about it so much. But in this case, I figure I may as well use one of the druids because it's a dungeon. Or at least a dungeon without a lockout. Oh. I was so confident that doing that extra little loop was going to give me all kinds of relic coffer keys, and it really didn't. Monks can use Zen Pilgrimage in the same way. Oh, that's clever. Very handy. Alright, we'll do Ring of Law first while we're here, and then we'll do the rest of the lap for hopefully those male bracers. See if he wants to give me one of the bosses that we want this time. Have I really not collected that appearance? No, it's a unique appearance. I guess we have ones like this, but not in that exact particular color, because I know I definitely have other Sparkle Star ones. It's such a funny looking mog to come out of this instance. Thinking you would get more lost doing this. Is that a compliment? If you think your brain into a little bit of a cinnamon bun, that could be taken as a compliment. Wow. Yeah, there's plenty of time for me to get lost. Nothing says that I know my way through it just because I've done it a few times. The most me thing is to run it perfectly 5 times in a row and then to go into a random direction on try number 6. No experience buffer love is in the air. Yum, cinnamon bread. It kind of seems like they're unleashing all these things in Elder more and Deep in particular. This guy, I would love for him to drop me Dreg Metal Spalders. Yes! 1 item off the Ring of Law list. Now let's see if Rocker wants to give me Rubicund Arm Guards. He'll be around here somewhere. There he is. Spoken into existence. Impressive. It's nice knowing what you're looking for so you can be excited when it happens. I don't always know what I'm looking for, but not that time. He's easy to do, though. I'm going to do a bunch of the dwarves by Bailgun, just to kind of stock up on keys. Coffer keys, so that we hopefully have a dozen by the time that we get to the relic coffer, because Watchman Doom Grip is a pretty important part of our mog farming here. That and Ring of Law. A lot of other things I just need 1 more item from. I really thought BRD was going to have a lot more stuff missing. I guess I've farmed a bunch of it in my day. Those quests are gonna drive me nuts, though. This one. Go down one side, not the other. It's so big. It's such a big place. I got an item ID. Won't complain about that. Yeah, I think this could keep me busy. Although, if we get to the point where all we need left is Ring of Law, we can reset that pretty quick. I don't think that's... I mean, it could be annoying, but at least it's pretty close to the door. Sort of a blessing. Chestone, thank you very much. Chestone or Chest One for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. Just got the broom from the Valentine's Day boss. Congratulations, Nistina. I'm a little jelly. I'm a little jealous. I want one. Lots of time still. Although I do think I would have it coming to not get it during this event. Just because I got the Love Rocket so easily last year. I think I'm kind of due a unlucky holiday boss. Especially because the, when they added the, whatchamacallums, the, like the Easter, yeah, the Egg Festival or whatever they call it, Noble Garden. I got that one without a whole lot of trouble either. So, they've just been happening for me. I'm kind of due for a thing. It is the same broom model, but in a different color. It's a different color than the Trading Post. The Trading Post one is like red, and this one is more pink and purple. I like the pink and purple one better. The other one is very Blood Elf colors. I think intentionally so. The saddle is a heart on the holiday one. As long as you're missing things everywhere, is it faster to do the whole instance every time or focus one area until you're done? Yeah, I just kind of run to the point of the deepest thing that I'm missing. But yeah, this one, because you can kind of port around. I'm not really worried about the porting around, but maybe I should be. I think the BOEs are what's giving me an excuse to just kind of do my same run every time, even though the truth is that I would just get lost and confused if I tried to use the teleports to skip stuff. But as soon as I get like the stuff from the end of the instance, I definitely will stop going that far. How are we doing on coffer keys? 5 coffer keys. That's not very many. We're gonna need more than that. We need 12. Probably why I'm missing some of these things is I ran this instance and didn't do the boss. We also need a leash from the doggy. Item ID, but no leash. We only have 5 keys, so we gotta get another 7 keys and then come back. Yeah, the mount drops from the daily box from the Crown Chemical boss. Once per day per account. For the Love Room mount. Yeah, maybe if we do the whole domicile, we'll get some keys. There's lots of dark irons in here. Otherwise, we're going to be doing a big backtrack. A very big backtrack. Man, I'm only halfway there. You can't buy these, can you? No, it doesn't look like it. By the way, Hazel, love your YouTube videos. Well, thank you. Did it say something about keys? You said I'll worry about that later. Well, later's here. Now is later. Seems like they disappear when you reset the instance. That was my other question, was can I just get them from later in the instance and then save them up for the next run? Wonder if those are valuable. Aristocratic cuffs. They're blue. I'm gonna look it up. A little bit, yeah, that's an actual BOE. That might be worth holding on. There's not a whole lot of supply of them. There's only 8 of them on North American Realms. There is one up for 2K somewhere, but average tends to be 10 to 20. A little bit unusual. Good 20 gold for you. Yeah, I'll just bully Flabby by sending it to his bags instead of mine. I can't believe I only have 6 of these keys. My goodness. Gosh, I love those Flame Strider robes. I would grind to get those so I could wear them on druids. They look a little different on other druids. I would wear them a lot on my female troll druids. He looks great too, but maybe a bit different. I guess I just have to keep going and then double back really far. Because I need to do Watchman Doom group. I have to. We'll do all the spectators here. Maybe these guys have keys. He looks like the comfiest couch in those robes. I used to have those that outfit in green, blue, and orange. Some of them are cloth and some of them are leather. And then sometimes you can get them in separate pieces as well. There's like kilts, one from Zul'Farrak that like matches a top piece. Oh, 6 keys. Killing me. Well, it looks like it's gonna be a long run back for that boss. You look like a very comfy couch is such a crushing thing to say. Oh dear. Yeah. Alright, well, Operation thoroughly destroy the dwarves because they're holding on to my coffer keys. I'm getting so many lovely item IDs for like learning greens. Even just from vendoring the greens. It's nice that they give you the item for that. Because of all these things that I'm picking up that I had the appearance but not from that particular item before. Pretty good. Mm-hmm. 8 keys. Only need 4 more. Last time I had almost enough just by the time I got to the boss. It must be very RNG based. And then, no, not upstairs. Around the corner, I think. Yeah. Wonder how they approached designing this dungeon back in the day. It seems like such an ambitious project. What if we made it huge, but also full of Easter eggs? I did finish BFD. And got the last pieces I needed. Did you forget to sacrifice to the loot gods? Just delete something valuable out of my bags before I loot everything. Key number 9. I'm probably going to be able to use the teleports to kind of go back for the guy that I'm looking for. The trouble is I'm not going to know the names of them. I might have to zoop around for a while to figure out my bearings. Alright, here's hoping that our Angerforge wants to drop his battle axe this time. Any luck? Nope, not that time. Now, Arglemark did drop his kilt, so we're not super worried about him. Ten keys. Some of these are gnomes. I don't know if they drop the coffer keys. They can drop a schematic for an alarma bot. It's kind of fun. Yeah, we'll be at the bar at some point. Wow, I keep getting Gothic plate armor. I've got quite a few copies of those. And patron time. So instead of, you know, laying waste right away, we still need bracers from this guy. And also it's kind of nice just to... I'm always terrified I'm just going to right-click him in the offensive way. So we get our 6. Did I get my 6 things? I don't think about them. Here we go. 6 mugs. Weird that they'll sell me 10.
Talk to me. Watch your back. Ain't pressing you on a fight. You got my attention.
And then let him do his thing. Can one ever have too much Gothic plate armor? I guess I could finish clearing up my bags while I wait. No harm in that. So we sold all the junk. I wonder if I should bother trying to sell my rune cloth. I'm gonna have so much of it. What did I say I was going to keep? It was like a pair of blue bracers. Yeah, those ones. Everything else I think we can get rid of. Lots of lovely item IDs. Pink text in my chat window. I got 4 new things there. He's busy partying. Oh, he did it. Hold on. Did not get the things I needed from Phalanx. But now I think I can safely lay waste to the bar and hope that we get more relic coffer keys. Just one more. There we go. Okay, let's see if I can figure out how to get back to the vault. Because you come out of here. And then, yeah, there's a mole machine right out here. That's good. That's a good start. The vault was pretty close to the entrance. It was also pretty close to the domicile. So, because I remember I was farming keys in the domicile. So if we go here, and then maybe this is going to be the tricky part, is me remembering where I'm going. It's back this way, I think. I have trouble getting to that side. Because I think, yeah, well, no, not Hurley. I don't know what Hurley Black Breath drops, but I don't think we need it. I think we go back into this hallway and then here, and then I think we're there. I think we're actually doing good. I think we're actually doing good. Perfect. Okay. Now we can start popping open keys. We're hoping for black steel bindings and a wand of eternal light from Watchman Doomgrip in particular. I wonder if we're going to get extra baby booties. Because this was how you farmed them. It's kind of coming back to me now. And then we can probably take the teleport back to where we were, because we're going to need to keep going to try the 7 and the Emperor. Starting a bar fight, robbing a bank, just a good time. And the whole time he's keeping his buns warm with his upside down torch staff. Couldn't possibly sheath the other way. That would be crazy. But, Not even gonna read that out loud. Morning, Hazel and chat. Good morning, Spooky Snacks. I hope you're having a lovely weekend so far. We're in BRD. We're pillaging it for transmog. Any luck? What? He didn't even drop a blue. He didn't even drop a blue. What do you mean? Buddy, please. Yeah. Alright. We're skipping back ahead. So there was a teleport in the domicile. Where exactly is a little tricky. It was kind of tucked away, I thought. But I know it's before we go to Lorgrain. Before here. Because then you're not domiciling anymore. Open the chest under the square vault? Oh! Forgot he drops the key, he doesn't drop the stuff. That would make sense. Well, lucky for me, I didn't find the thingy. Still not 100% sure where I'm going. Yeah, that's where the blues are. I got confused because of the other thing that I don't need. But you're right. This one is the things that I do need. There we go. We got our black steel bindings. Still need one more thing, though, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we need the wand. We need the sparkle wand. Alright, now to try to find the, Now to try to find the domicile port. There it is. Up the stairs and around the corner. Past the Grim Guzzler. And then we're on our way, I think. Yeah. We got it. See if I'll remember where that port is next time, because I'm probably going to need it again. I think it was just luck that I got enough coffer keys the first time around. And if we get that other piece of loot off them, then we don't have to worry about coffer keys anymore. Wonder how long the dwarves had to wander through here before they knew where what was. Oh, I don't know. I'm a living testament that you can live in a city for years and still be completely useless outside of like a 4-block radius. Even when the city is laid out in a fairly logical grid-like pattern. Alright, we're hoping for the Ghost Shroud. Accurately named. Never even made it to Schnitzel House. I did not. No luck there. Time to go try Emperor for his bracers. And then I think we have enough time to do it one more time. Because we're surely picking up speed, right? We're doing it faster every time. The nice thing about this instance as compared to... Are these unique? No, they're not. Nice thing about this instance is, as compared to BFD, is that it's definitely going to take longer than 10 minutes per run, or 6 minutes, or whatever the 10 instances per hour works out to be. So I don't think we're going to get capped as long as we're running most of it. I think we're spending long enough in here that we're not going to worry about not being let back in. Let's see. If I move to a 2-bit town... then maybe I'll explore everything that it has to offer, because it would take me like a day. But then I wouldn't tell you about any of the stuff, because I wouldn't want you to figure out which 2-bit town I'm living in. Cannot help but notice that you didn't use your favorite in-game tool. Can only mean that you do not want to find out how long this run takes. I mean, we can do it next time. We can do it next time. I think it's going to be variable depending on the key situation. I think if you get 12 keys really fast, that's going to be very different from having to kill all the trash to hope that they drop. But now I know I don't need to worry about doing this trash for keys specifically. I can still do it for BOEs if I want, but... let's go see. What is a 2-bit town? Just a very small town. I don't know. I don't know where the 2 bits came from. I suppose it's just not very much data. I might have made it up. Sometimes that happens. Any luck? No, we're looking for wrist guards of renown from him. Alright, we'll try it one more time. We know exactly what we're after. Keys, Ring of Law.
I have many, many wares.
I don't know why I'm selling all this stuff. Like, I'm not gonna just get more of it in a second here. And back at it. Got some elegant bracers. I was missing some wedding handbox from Moonglade. Those must be rare in the vendor. I feel like I remember hearing that those were rare. Alright. Stopwatch. Show. And go. See how long it takes me to do the bosses that I need from here anyway. It's tricky because you want to skip trash to go faster, but if you skip too much trash, you are not going to have the keys for the boss that you need. And we can teleport back to him like we did last time, but you're kind of playing with fire if you skip too much stuff. We're on 1 key. 1 of 12 keys here. Let's go do Ring of Law first. I'm not brave enough to go try and, like, farm other stuff while I'm waiting for the waves. I don't know what would happen. Maybe nothing, but probably not worth the fuss. Spiders. What does that mean? I think that means this one. Which would be a chance at Savage Gladiator Greaves if it's a Nuptia. Because the Eviscerator's a Worgen, and then... Oh no, Hedrum's a spider too, actually, which would be a chance at a Savage Gladiator Helm. Some extra spider silk. Those you can usually get some gold for, because people use them to craft stuff. Cheap, trivial, or petty? You might describe a town thief. Or opinion is 2-bit. Oh, it's Eviscerator. It's the Worgen. Maybe the trash has nothing to do with the boss. Who's to say? Anyway, I just got both things I needed from him, so boom. Nice. Only 2 pieces of loot from Ring of Law left. That's pretty darn good for one day. I'm pretty pleased with that. Of course, the last 2 pieces are going to take us like 18 years, but that's okay. Good bit. An obsolete US coin worth 12.5 cents. Huh. I did not know that. Good day, Infant. How is it going? How you been? What you been up to? We don't need to do that guy. We do want keys. We've got 2 keys. Rockor, we're hoping for his... Yeah, that's what we're talking about. I needed those bracers. That's 1 more piece off the list. We're farming. Mm-hmm. 4 keys so far. Yeah, I guess RNG's gonna RNG. Excellent. Landed in Calgary late Thursday night. Happy to be back visiting. Lovely. Can you believe it's February already? Time's flying. Are you going further west once you're done in Calgary for your BC trip, or is that not this one? I might be misremembering. I'm probably misremembering. We need to kill as many of these dwarves as we can. Maybe we'll go down one side and come back up the other. Five of 12 keys. Off to Banff tomorrow, Vancouver on Saturday. Nice. I'm glad that the weather's calmed down a little bit. It's still cold, but I'm sure it's probably not Calgary or Montreal cold. Hey Hazel, how you doing? Hello Gerthel. I'm doing fairly well. Thank you for asking. How are you? Victoria for a few days. What's on your Victoria list, if I might inquire? Steal some ideas from you. Don't know yet. Bugzoo, pie. Listen, if you're after pie, it's got to be Patisserie Daniel. Bugzoo's a good stop. There's other pastry places in town, but they make a mean pie. I have it bookmarked. Good. Get there early. If you're gonna. Don't assume because they're open they still have baked goods up. They make them and then they sometimes will sell. Must judge the Victoria pastries. I know you recommended it. I'm dying to know what you think just because I know how important pie is to you and because they are the best pies I've ever had. Only been to Canada once to see Niagara Falls. Was spectacular. Besides, you're kind of making me want to get a pie from there. I live here. I can do it whenever I want. I'm on a new kick of not eating... Oh, no! Not late night snacks and stuff. So it's not that I'm not having desserts. It's just that I'm having them earlier in the day. So I've started having like dessert after lunch. So it's like in the middle of my day and not late at night. So need some daytime pie. Oh dear. Oh dear me. If I remember correctly, we can get out of here. Or can I not? I don't remember. Lava jump. I don't know what the big idea is. Lava slot. Does anyone remember if I can get out of here? And if so, where? Is it this way? Is it that way? Is that a bridge? I can't tell. I think it's just a wall. So much for my timer. This? Okay. It's dark there. With the fire alleys. Gotcha. Oh dear. Oh, I'm gonna find out how long one of these runs takes me. Wait, what? Did I skip to the end? They're not gonna let me through here, are they? That door's locked. Near the bridge to the MC portal. Yo, shortcut. Major shortcut. I guess I'll go have a look at the last boss first, huh? That's so funny. That's not what I meant to do at all. I don't want to go back in the lava. You can't make me. I kind of figured this door would be locked. It's not. That's funny. The lava is warm. My hands are freezing right now. My feet are okay because of my under desk foot heater. My lap is okay because of my cat. The rest of me is generally alright because I'm wearing layers, but my hands are freezing. You'd think it would even out. It doesn't really. I have to like get really overheated before my body finally decides that the hands deserve something. Remember the Molten Core Swim Team Guild? I don't, but that's a funny guild name. Oh, I do have an extra torch. I'll take it. Should get tea. Should probably turn the heat on in my office. Well, we're 10 to 12 keys. That's something. Although, I don't think I'm gonna... Oh, gosh, I'm 10 to 12 keys. I want to use them. But I think it's gonna be annoying to get back. Because I think I may actually have to go through the lava if I want to get all the way back. All's well in Hazel's world? Yeah! Yeah, can't complain. Can't complain. Keeping it together. Dish Pit Music. Thank you for the 37-month resub. Yeah, am I just... Is there any way for me to get back? Because the door to the 7 is locked, so the normal way that you get through is not going to work for me here. Is there another way for me to get back to, like a teleporter, so I can do the earlier half of the instance, or not so much? I am looking forward to Season 2. I don't have a particular thing in mind just yet, but I want to poke Grand more with it this weekend, off stream. Do a little PTR. Yeah, because I ended up coming back up onto that bridge. Oh yeah, that's right, because we don't have to reset it. You're right, we can just port out and back in. I think this is our last, hopefully the keys don't disappear when we port out. And they only disappear when you reset it. Uh-oh. Okay, I think that run is I think that run's ruined. I think we're giving up on that run. Oh dear. Relic coffer keys do not survive outside the instance.
What brings you here?
Mhm.
Be careful.
Took me an embarrassingly long time to realize that boss is the 7 dwarves. Yeah, it's okay. We can do more BRD tomorrow.
I have many lucky doos you like.
Besides, we need more Ring of Law. I'm actually up like 1,000 or so gold on this guy. Not mad at that. That's not too bad. And that's without selling any greens. It's just vendoring stuff. Plus a ton of item IDs. Sell a couple lock boxes. Rune cloth? Question mark? I would take 400 gold for it. I don't know if anyone will give it to me. Not looking forward to Motherload Theater of Pain again. I think it'll be okay. Alright, let's dreamwalk back so it doesn't... I mean, actually, if I end up, like, away from the instance, it's not going to be a bad time because I can just get back there with the pet dungeon. It'll be fine. Never any problems with Mythic Plus, right? Well, as my keys are gone, I may as well reset the thing. I may as well. There's no sense in not. I don't think I'm gonna do the whole run back. I just want to noodle around in the front half for 10 minutes or so. Unless it decides that it wants to give me 12 keys and then we can go open the thing this time. What a waste of good keys. Well, it's good to know. Even if you don't reset the instance, if you dreamwalk out, your keys are forfeit. They are gone. Add-on shows all profession, lootable, up-level items. I'm not 100% sure. I'm having a hard time picturing it. What I do for leveling professions is I go to WoW-professions. I check the profession level up guide there. They'll have a list of mats that you need, and then I'll either check the auction house, or if I want to farm something, I'll look that mat up on Wowhead to see what people recommend for farming it. Okay, let's see if it wants to spawn Headroom or a noob shot for me this time. The trouble with trying to warm up your hands and yourself is that your hands get warmer, but then yourself gets colder. Oh, knowledge points. Yes, I use a weak ore for that. I was misunderstanding. I thought you wanted all crafting mats that you could level a profession with, and I was getting a little confused. Yes, knowledge points. I use a weak ore for that. I think I have a link to it somewhere. I use knowledge point tracker. That's the one. My druid does not have a speed set, no. It used to, or one of them used to 1,000,000 years ago. I don't have one currently. I might think about it at some point. Gonna be doing a fair bit of this. Or maybe just like a fragment of a speed set, you know? Maybe not like the whole thing. Maybe just like the important pieces. Grizzle. No, don't need him. And we don't need Rocker either, because we got the wrists that he had. This is the wrong way. This one. But we could do the lamp for keys. Don't have any yet on this run. I think we probably went straight into Ring of Law. Vieric only has one item, and he won't drop it for me? That's rude. Why not? Maybe he's not like a real boss. How many runs of this before you cave on the speed set? 20? That sound about right for me? He wants you to keep visiting. He's a good boy. Rib splitter of the Aurora. Anytime I get a BOE blue, I have to look it up. Rib splitter. Yeah, maybe. I mean, they come in all kinds of different things, but there's really only one rib splitter up. Oh no, hang on. There's 34 of the quick blade ones. Maybe there's 34 in total. Anyway, might be vaguely valuable. Keep that to send to Flatmog. Am I moving on? I have 2 keys. Yeah, alright, we'll move on. What are we after today? These things. BRD. All the things in BRD. With the exception of zone drops, unless I get very lucky, and quests, because those are annoying and I actually have these mogs already and I don't know why they're showing that I don't. They're learned from another item and I'm not collecting sources. $20 starting now, or do the 2 you already did count? I'd have to ask Flabby how I would even get a speed set together these days. What the modern version is. And then I think the move would be to have a character like this that's not leveled, that doesn't need any other gear, so that he just wears the speed set all the time. Did you ever find out what the problem in BFD was? It seemed to be that the appearances I was looking for were appearances that I already had, but I had them learned as a different armor type. So when I was logged in to that armor type, it wouldn't show that I needed them because I could mog those appearances on the character I was on, even though I did need that appearance for the other armor type. It was a bit wonky. That's why it was showing up on all characters but leather. I was able to track it using the in-game mog tracker thing. Anyway, luckily we got the pieces before very long because it was going to drive me nuts. Just a weird thing. It would probably only crop up as an issue for old instances because presumably at a certain point they stopped double dipping and sharing exact appearances between armor types. So hopefully it doesn't come up too many more times. Although we have, you know, all of the vanilla dungeons to do, so maybe it will. Alright, let's try not to fall in the lava this time. Unless we want to get to the end in a hurry. Didn't even know that existed. Mail. Yeah, it was a pair of mail, belt, bracers, and gloves. And in each instance, there was also a leather belt, bracer, and gloves. Separate items, same appearance exactly. Wonky, right? Just a strange off thing. Mail plate shared ones as well. Some of them I might not notice because if I'm not farming it on the culprit armor type that I have the lookalike already collected on, then it will still show correctly in all the things. It's just a weirdness if you're on the character of the specific armor type that's a problem. Eight keys. So far. Let's go see Vieric anyway. Any leash? Aha! Got the leash. Nice. Don't need that anymore. Do need 4 more keys, but we'll go drain the domicile. Mostly in dungeons that were the pre-40 dungeons in the old system. Does it bother you to have an appearance but not on this piece? No, not really. If I get one of those items, like as a green, I will learn it just because if it came to me, but I don't go out of my way to seek them. If you wanted to farm all of the source IDs, which some people do, there's a way to do that in all the things. It just makes your grind a lot more aggressive. Steely, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. Wonder if you can make the jump from this side to the bar side. Hazel and making jumps, two words that don't go together very often. Nope, got turned around. This way. Don't fall off here either. Good old mod farming. Favorite pastime in WoW. It's really satisfying in this instance too because of how dense these trash packs are. You know, you just show up, swipe, loot. You know, like it's very, you don't have to do a lot of work to gather everything up, which is super nice. Kind of dreary though. A little dark. Probably some prettier instances in the future. Although a lot of dungeons are kind of dungeony. A lot of them are very underground. They're a little more creative later on. 9 and 12 coffer keys. Yeah, I have the same complaint about Ironforge. I know a lot of people really love Ironforge, but the undergroundness of it kind of gets me. It's very thematic for them. I think it's a great city, but it's not my favorite place to hang out. Favorite ever dungeon was Moradon? There's a big one. That's a project and a half. It's the reason I'm Horde. We like the outdoors. Horde Garrison was a little too outdoors for me. I think it was just because Horde architecture doesn't look like it makes as much sense in the snow. It doesn't look very cozy. Alright, we got our 12 keys, so after we get through the Grim Guzzler, we can port back. Undeads don't love the outside either. When in doubt, put more spikes. Really hope housing will be our favorite place to hang out once that is live. I hope so, and I also hope they don't feel too lonely. I'm very curious how neighborhoods feel. One question that I had that I hope they answer at some point is, so they were talking about having like 50 houses in a neighborhood, and you have the same neighbors, and you can have the same neighbors for years. And how that, you know, you might get to know them, or like you can be in a neighborhood with like your friends or whatever. And they also talked about how you were, you know, you wouldn't lose your house if you stopped playing. So if you took a break from the game and you came back, you would still have your house. You're not going to lose it. Does that mean that if you set up a neighborhood with a bunch of friends, and then, as many of us were familiar with happening, 70% of them stop playing and move on, are you then stuck in a dead neighborhood? Do their plots ever go for sale and they get moved to a different neighborhood? Like, because you're either guaranteed your plot forever, or you have the potential for neighborhoods where there's like 4 people that actually play in a 50 neighborhood plot, right? With all the empty houses. I'm curious how they're going to handle that, because it sounds like a real conundrum. They're stealing the idea from Final Fantasy housing. Oh no. Oh. Have to see, makes me wonder if it'll be ready to move. As a neighborhood, can you like vote people out? There's all kinds of fun social questions, you know. What if it's like an absent guild leader where somebody's been gone for long enough, and then somebody else can like opt to take over their house and put it back on the market. All right, Grim Guzzly time. Oh, it won't let me buy the stuff until after I've finished vendoring all my things. There we go.
Now, off with you. You got my attention. Be good.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions about how neighborhoods might work. I don't think that it's going to be a default guild neighborhood from the sounds of it. But it sounds like you can have a pre-made neighborhood and then invite people. You left the guild but will be forever stuck in the guild neighborhood. Doesn't seem like it'll work that way, right? Yeah, there has to be some amount of capacity for rearranging houses, but you also don't want them rearranging all the time by default, otherwise that's going to be really jarring and kind of disrupt this idea of having this consistent neighborhood. Wonder how long they've been working on housing. It's a great question. I know they've known about the desire for a long time. I remember almost off the edge. I don't know, like one of the creator events, one of the first ones I ever went to, so it would have been like 2017 or so, and people were kept bringing up housing, and they kept being like, we know, I'm sorry, we know, I'm sorry, you know, like, and that was 8 years ago. Back this way. Surprised by how ambitious they're being. Suspect Holly had something to do with the shift. Am I lost? Yep. Ran right past the door. Here's the one. We are hoping for a Wand of Eternal Light from Watchman Doom Group's secret safe, which we will remember to loot this time. First, I want to build my small, cozy horde house hut. Oh, I got another pair of baby booties. There's so many different greens that, like, each run I'm still pulling, like, 3, 4, 5 different unique item IDs that I didn't have learned before. Howdy, nerds. Howdy! Happy Saturday. I hope you're having a lovely weekend. We've been farming Mog today. Fairly successfully. We got quite a few things off the list. We got Blackfathom Deeps completely finished. And now we're chipping away at Blackrock Depths. If this guy drops this safe, then we don't have to mess around with the keys anymore, which would be great. Nerds? Where? Listen, we would know if they were nerds about. Anything pretty enough to use? It's Blackrock Depths. I'm not gonna get overly excited. I'm not doing source farming. No. I mean, if I get greens, like, I'll take them if they're given to me, but I'm not going out of my way and I'm not tracking sources. You know, but if I trip on them. Okay, we get his key, and then we remember this time to use the key on the little box. Mana shaping hand wraps, no good. Such a casual. That's me. Alright, and then now we can go back. Jump ahead, and I'm going to remember that you go into the domicile, up the first set of stairs, then hang a left around the corner, and then there's my teleport. So now I need to do... Well, now I need to remember... yeah, Anger Forge. Anger Forge. Phalanx we already did. Anger Forge I think we already did actually too. So we just need to try the 7 and then the Emperor, and then we'll be done for the day. Oh, hey. Rare not always present. Gave me soot-encrusted footwear, which we I guess already had. But thank you. Kind of fun. I did not stopwatch this one, no. I didn't think that I was going to stay over. I didn't think I was going to finish the instance, but that's just me lying to myself, I suppose, because here I am. I'm a little bit over time. Thank you, WoW Freshman. That's very kind of you to say. Can you easily toggle from sources or not? I know you can toggle account mode with a keybind. There is a toggle completionist mode. I wonder if that's source mode. It might be. Not satisfactory magnitudes of overtime, so probably fine. I made myself a little bit ill on that day by delaying lunch for 2 hours. I surely shouldn't have done that. Includes it slightly different. Okay. But that's the closest thing that you would have to a toggle for it on a keybind. You don't say. I think I also was like a tiny bit motion sick from playing it on a different screen than I normally do. I normally play on a TV at a coffee table, and that was my first time playing Satisfactory, just like sat at a desk like a normal person. Would you care to drop me the ghost shroud? You would! Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's see if Emperor wants to give up his wrists. Wrist guards of renown. We would love that. They dropped from Phalanx and Emperor Thurician? Excuse me? That's weird. Yeah, same ones. Yeah, well, 2 chances, I suppose. Although, we already missed our first chance. I guess that means that if we get them from either boss, then we can just stop at Anger Forge. Don't mind me not finding the Flamekeepers. There he is. You know that playing like a normal person overrated. Probably better for my back. But yeah. TV, like couch gaming on a PC with a TV is pretty great. Especially, it's better on controller games, of course, but you can kind of make it work. This is not my speediest torch pickup. What am I going to spend my 1,000 gold on? I made at least 1k since doing these farms today. Could spend it on anything. I wonder if I'm going to try to find a way to do these quests on the relevant classes and characters and whatever, just to make them go away from here. Probably 1 piece of mog repairs. Alright, Emperor, if you could give me some wrist guards of renown, I would be deeply appreciative. Drum roll. Oh. Is it weird that we have to kill Moira here? Oh no, she's just a high priestess. I guess we used to kill Moira and they swapped her out. Da-da-da. No luck on the bracers. I could have sworn Moira used to be there. Maybe they moved her. Maybe she was never there. They got me. Didn't kill her after all. Alrighty. Well, we have our boss loot list for BRD down to 6 items. 5 items, actually. One just stopped coming from 2 sources. That's not too bad. I think I can keep at it tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm going to take myself back to Moonglade. Thank you all very much for joining me today on the stream. I'll be back tomorrow morning for another one of these. I appreciate your company very much. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.